When she calls the cops, he told her, no, Divine, don't call the cops. I give you everything that you want. Don't call the cops. So then at that point, he goes to the back. He takes, there was a white bag. I guess that's what his stuff was in there. He takes the white bag, and then he comes back around. He gets in his car to leave. Not even 20 seconds after he leaves, and you see how the streets are.
Right.
Not even 20 seconds after he goes this way, the cop comes.
Okay.
So when the cops come, they come and they're asking what happened, and when the cop came to me, I looked at him just like that. As you can see, I'm a very honest and open person. I looked at the cop and I was just like, so what now? Oh, so well, it's up to you. I'm like, but is this going to be wasting my time? Because he always says that he owns you guys anyway. And the cop was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, that's what he says. Like, am I going to be wasting my time?
The cops are not aware of a statement like that. Obviously, that's a statement that's done within, the premises.
So I was adamant about even speaking to the cops because I'm just like, okay, as we say in Creole, est-ce que c'est un bêtise you pas even pass him?
So, but ko do?
Of course not. And I told him that, and he was like, "Oh no, well he really doesn't. We could do the report." And I was just like, "But if it's gonna be, he says he owns a court. Is this gonna be one of those things where I'm going to court, and then next thing you know, it's like a slap on the wrist, and then he continues, and then I'm just made a mockery out of. Like,
so who arrested him? That cop didn't arrest him.
I have no idea who arrested him because I had, several cops coming in asking me what happened and stuff like that. And in the meantime, the cable and the phone coincidentally all went out that same night. So there was no way for me to communicate with anyone or to know even what happened.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea.
So when he left, you had no idea that he was arrested.
I had no idea what was going on.
So if you say, he came looking for his weed, this is what
he said. He was looking for his weed.
Yeah, he said he was looking for his weed. He did ask you. So this is why you can say that's what he came to do.
Right.
Give me my stuff, my weed. Give it to me.
What the fuck would I need your weed for?
Give it to me.
How the fuck do I have your weed? Do I smoke weed? Do I smoke weed? How the fuck you gonna ask me for your weed?
You fucking took that shit.
Why do I need your weed? Why don't you go ask your fucking crackhead? Shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? You're asking me for your weed? Really? Really? Yeah, I'm trying to fucking set you up. If I want to set you up, I would have set you up 5 years ago.
And he took a bag and he left. Do you think the weed must have been in the bag? So now if they arrested him, they never find the weed in the bag, you think?
The question is, at what time did they arrest him? Did he go into the precinct himself and turn himself in? Because if they had stopped him, they would have found that bag if he gave permission to search his car.
Oh, so you have to give permission for them to search your car?
Because remember, you're dealing with a defense attorney.
Okay.
In order for them to search the car, they need a warrant.
Oh, okay. So they can't just search his car like that.
No, he knows this.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
But again, those are things. This is all speculation because I can only tell you what happened. I can't tell you when he turned himself in, what was said to him, if it was a publicity stunt. He walked in there. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I could just
So
tell you.
from the time he left, your story ends for you. I would say your telling of the story ends from the time he left the house.
Right.
So everything else, as far as him being arrested, being charged with the domestic violence, which is the assault, and then the child endangerment. This is what you're hearing. Also, you're hearing it from the news.
I've actually heard it from family members.
Okay, family members that hear it from the news as well.
Right. Because I had no idea.
Okay, so you guys haven't had contact since then?
He actually came back. Actually, later on that day, I just heard like I was sitting here with Divine because we didn't sleep like all night, and I just saw his BMW start, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And it was actually his sister who came, took his car. Later on that day, I saw like 3 cop cars and a lot of commotion outside. I'm like, what's going on? It was actually him. He came and he was like, yeah, I need to get my stuff or whatnot. And the cop was telling him that you need to have a paper from the court saying that you could come and get your belongings.
Okay.
The next day.
So he's prohibited from coming here.
Right.
Like he used to.
Order,
oh,
right.
so there is a restraining order.
And
how long is that restraining order
it's
for?
It's for a year.
So that means there shouldn't be no contact between you and him.
No contact between me or him. No contact between him and my children. Nor can he send other people to try to contact me or, be like the middleman or whatnot or harass us in any way. Although, like I said, there have been several cars here. There was a strange guy standing there the other day. But again, like I said, I'm a praying woman. I'm under God's protection, and that's it. However, 5 o'clock in the morning, without any warning, I heard a banging on my door like 2 days after. So I looked out the window. It was him and his sister and 2 cops.
Okay.
5 o'clock in the morning. Kids were sleeping. So I come downstairs, open the door, say, oh, come in, good morning. And they're like, he's here. I'm like, sure, no problem. He came. He had some belongings down here. He took his belongings. We went upstairs. The first thing he did when he got upstairs was pull out a newspaper that showed the 5th precinct. He turned to the police and he said, hey, as you can see, I'm the one that helped open the 5th precinct. That's what he said to the cops.
Okay.
And I looked at the cops and I said, hence the reason why he feels like he owns you guys.
You said that day?
Of course.
And what was the response of the cop?
The cops didn't say anything. But he came, he got his belongings. It was supposed to be an hour. It lasted longer because he was trying to get paintings and this and that and, started to make noise. Okay. And I was like, okay, you know what? It has to stop now because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, like around 6 o'clock right now. I don't want these kids waking up, especially the baby, to see him, taking all these bags out with cops and for him to be traumatized.
Okay. You're still trying to protect your children.
Of course.
From what I understand. Wow, that's what really took place. So,
happened.
the speculation of you trying to frame him and, you're a jealous woman. Now it's clear to us what really happened that night because we're hearing it from you, the person, the victim, the one that went through it, you along with your children.
Exactly.
Now, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? Because I come here and I see you still have all the pictures of the family pictures, you, Carrie, the 3 children, everywhere. Everywhere in the house. I mean, if I didn't know, I come in this house.
You wouldn't think anything happened.
I would never think anything happened. I would think that he still lives here. I would think that
actually when he was taking his stuff, he still left his toothbrush. He still has his clothes. I don't know why, but he still has his pajamas. He still has a lot of clothes.
Okay.
I don't know why he left them.
Okay.
But he did leave quite a few things for whatever his reason is.
Okay,
but
so you kept the house the same. You kept the pictures
again,
of him. So doesn't that, like, every time you look at the pictures and you see that man that you still love, that you love and that you still love, this man that, like you said, this is your home and his home. This is the family that you guys, have. How do you feel now looking at those pictures? These are happy moments that you've shared.
Well,
to know that this will never happen again. Now, before I said that, have you somewhere in your mind think, in the corner of your mind say, you know what, maybe there's hope. Maybe we'll be back together again someday.
I have not thought about that at all.
Not at all.
Because
this is it for you and Carrie Solages?
At this point, my priority is to make sure that I and my children are safe.
Okay.
Because I know he knows people from Newsday, which they know better, but they actually put the house on display. They put my license plate on display. And I don't know what that means. I don't know, who he knows or what the conspiracy, if he thinks it's a conspiracy, if my life and my children's life are in danger at this point. I don't know that. So I can't think about this illusion. I can't think about this fantasy. I have to deal with the reality that right now we can be in danger.
Right. But some people may say, Marie, you're still living in fantasy. Why is she still, this is a man that hurt her that much, an incident that ended this relationship the way it did. Why does she still keep the pictures on the wall?
Because you know what? That's where they belong, in the house. This is my house. This is our home. He messed up. He cheated. He got caught. He decided to leave. He decided to put his hands on me. And as a result, my daughter called the cops. He's the one that has the anger management issues that he needs to deal with. He has the drug issues that he needs to deal with. He has the alcohol issues that he needs to deal with. I have to keep a sense of normalcy for my children.
Okay.
Taking these pictures down, changing things around, is not what's going to fix Carrie Solages. Carrie Solages.
So you want him to be helped. That is the bottom line here.
Yes, he needs help.
And if he gets help, that's where I'm coming back. Do you think there could be, reconciliation?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
So this is it for you two?
I think I had my share.
You had your share?
I had my share of abuse, yes.
You had your share of abuse.
And the fact that he's taken it to the level of not only being disrespectful, but the humiliation, the slander, putting my life and the children's life in danger. I don't know about that.
So you don't see yourself going back to this man, although you say you still love this man?
Of course. He's the father of my child. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, he needs help. People could say whatever they want. At the end of the day, the facts will remain facts. The truth will always be the truth. Whether people tend to believe it or not, it's the truth.
So today, Marie, for everyone that's watching, on the record, we did not coerce you, force you, push you to do this interview. You willingly did this interview.
Yes.
And everything you said in this interview with me here is the truth. You're telling the truth.
They're facts.
They are facts. Because I noticed you have a lot of videos. You have a lot of videos that you've given us also that are reflecting those facts, that are showing, a lot of the things that you've said. Now, everything is the truth. We see the videos. They're going to get to see the videos as well. Now, if Carrie Solages, legislator Carrie Solages, the man, right now, is looking at you. He's watching this interview. What would you like to tell him? Look at the camera. Speak to that man that you met 5 years ago, 5 years ago, that you fell in love with, that you have a son. You told me you lost 2 children.
Right.
You've had 2 miscarriages, so you would have had 3 children together.
Yes.
Right? Maybe another boy or 2 girls,
Right.
Unfortunately, that did not happen. But you do have a son. And this child that you two have, it's a lifetime parenting here.
Right.
This shall pass, but the child will remain your child and Carrie's child. There's going to come a time where this will be bygone in terms of, domestic. You're going to move on with your life. He's moving on with his life. But Gabe, who is the center of it all, is always going to be, there to remind the two of you of the love that once you've shared for each other, the time you spent, those years. Now, what do you have to say to Carrie if he's watching right now? What do you have to say to him? Look at the camera. Speak to Carrie.
Well, that's a tough one. But if you are watching right now, all I have to say to you is that you know the truth, which is something that we always talked about. You can't hide from your truth. You could fool everybody else. You could fool everybody else with the smile, with the suit, with your speeches, with your supporters. But you know the truth. You know what really happened. You know you have a problem. And for Gabe's sake, I am asking you to get the help that you need. Because again, I don't want to hear that there was a DUI case, or that you got into an accident, or that you overdosed on anything, because you need the help. And it's unfortunate that instead of dealing with your truth, you're trying to portray me as somebody that I'm not. I understand that as a man who got caught cheating, who's walking around with this side chick, you had to make it look like you left me. But again, those pictures that we took in April doesn't match your story. You coming into the house at 11 o'clock at night, it doesn't match your story. Our trip to Mohegan's Sun, it doesn't match your story. So again, I'm asking you to get the help that you need for your son's sake.
Well, I believe you've said it all, Marie. I pray for you. I sympathize with you.
Thank you.
For your children as well, you know, because they've been through a lot.
Right.
I hope that you will find that peace that you're seeking.
Right.
And that Carrie will listen to the advices that you've given him right now.
Hopefully.
This is an ongoing case. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. But the only thing I can say to you is stay true to yourself.
Of course.
Keep praying. Never, always tell the truth, which is what I believe you've done today. So stick to the truth. Always, tell it like it is.
You know, as they say, Barbara, when you know the truth, when you tell the truth, you never have to rehearse it. You never have to try to remember it, because it's the truth.
Yes. And everything you've told me today is the truth.
It's the truth.
On that note, then, Marie, the only thing I can say is good luck to you with everything.
Thank you.
And I will keep you in my prayers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome.